Good morning. Welcome to our second shot of daily enlightenment. This shot is dedicated to the Sai Baba culture, Puttaparthi Sai and Shirdi Sai, and it is also dedicated to all those masters and siddhas in Himalayas, in Tibet, in South India who tirelessly work for the fulfillment of desires and material benefit of mankind. In my long spiritual search, I have traveled to many places and met many masters and kept meeting Sai Baba of Puttaparthi and Shirdi. And at one point of time, I was very close to them, and by being close to them, I understood and saw how they worked their miracles. Once I started to understand that, they started to also request me to help them out with their devotees. So there was a stage in my life, in my spiritual journey, where I was sort of an instrument or sort of a medium between Sai Babas and the devotees. I did that for some time, and very soon I realized that there was no end to it. I very soon observed that once a desire was fulfilled of a devotee of Baba, that led automatically to the birth of innumerable other desires. What desire was satisfied or fulfilled no longer held importance. What held importance now was that other innumerable desires which were born. Not only this, I also saw that many times the desire, when fulfilled, actually led to more trouble and suffering in the life of the devotee. For example, a couple devotee of Baba desperately needed a child and they didn't have one. And so they went and did all the penance and rituals and seva and all the instructions given by Baba. Once they conceived the child, after some years they still were in misery because now the child was not going up according to their expectations. So I pulled back at this time and started working with other siddhas and masters in India and all over the globe who essentially dealt with the spiritual evolution of mankind, because in spirituality there is, or in spiritual journey or awareness or realization, there is a level where one can reach and be free and be eternally free or totally free. In that freedom, being enters the pure state of desirelessness. And this is also the state of pure bliss, this is also the state of total fulfillment, total peace and rest. Nothing really matters to you once you become aware of who really you are. Gautam Buddha long back said that desires is the cause of all suffering, and this is, in essence, the real Indian yogic culture. The real Indian yogic culture stands for fulfillment, for absolute freedom, for punta, wholeness. And that wholeness cannot be achieved or realized until we chase material desires and material fulfillment. In the case of Sai Babas, the situation is much more pathetic, because all their temples, shrines, ashrams and places have actually become centers of begging and begging unions. I know these are very harsh words, but after knowing Baba's, both Puttaparthi and Shirdi Sai Baba, I think they, including the Sai Babas of the future, deserve much better students. I remember very vividly that once Sai Baba of Puttaparthi came to me and whispered in my ear that, son, once a prince, always a prince, once a beggar, always a beggar. In the end, I would like to humbly request you that our material desires have no end. However, if we can pursue with the desire of spiritual enlightenment or self-realization or Buddhahood, that desire is worth to keep. The rest can be discarded, because spiritual desire for liberation leads us to a level where we no longer require anything, where we realize that we are already perfect and we don't have to run behind anything. Thank you and see you soon. Enjoy.